Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Another fun reveal for Alliance Insight. A lot of people probably wouldn't have predicted this, but another Six Samurai card. It's just one. It's just an additional Synchro to add to their lineup that they already have. Synchro's not even necessarily what I feel like they want at this point. Like, I feel like they just actually need a slightly better, like, main deck engine, right? Because isn't, like, the whole thing right now is that they don't actually have starter cards? Like, they have like extenders. They have a lot of like 2-card combos, but like 1-card starter. They don't have one, I think. But I'm also not a Six Samurai, aficionado, so don't kill me there. But anyway, new Synchro. They already have like a monster negate, a spell and trap negate, and like a more going second guy or a guy you can quick summon to interrupt. So hopefully this guy gives them some additional utility that they don't have in there. So this is Legendary Lord Six Samurai Kizan. He's a Warrior Synchro effect monster. He is an Earth level 6, 18-8 for the stats. Actually pretty small for a Synchro 6, stat-wise. He is completely generic, though. Any tuner plus one or more non-tuners to make him. You can only use the second and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, 6 Samurai monsters you control gain 600 attack and defense during the battle phase only. Although, to be fair, like, you don't really need to gain stats outside of the battle phase normally. That's normally like not irrelevant at all. So battle phase is when you'd want to gain anyway. So that does make him more so like 24-14 rather than 18-8, which is cool. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can banish one 6-strike card from your graveyard, then target one card on the field, destroy it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, a pop is fine. A pop is solid. It's slightly different than the type of interruptions the deck already has, which is nice. That, like, so far, the deck's interruptions are the monster negate synchro, the spell and trap negate synchro, and I guess the guy if you can quick sync into him, he has the ability to, like, bounce cards, I believe. Although I wonder if he's more of, like, a card you're utilizing going second more than anything. This is fine. This is technically a different type of interruption for them. My only gripe on this is you need to banish a 6-strike card from your graveyard, and that's where I start to get a little bit weary. I'm not going to say it's terrible, but I believe most of the 6-strike cards, and correct me if I'm wrong, are the traps. And I don't even know if you would want to play any of the traps right now. Like with the ones that we have access to. I know there are some okay ones that are okay interruptions, but they take a good amount of setup, and I'm not even sure how easily searchable they are. So, I don't know. Like, the setup on, like, for not even that big of a payoff, right? A Dryden. And it's only opponent's main phase you can use this. Can't even use this on your turn. Can't use this anytime on your opponent's turn. Like, this does have quite a bit of play around, potentially. And you have to have a 6-strike card specifically engraved to do it. So, just kind of okay on that effect. It's not bad, but if the deck can set it up, I guess it's another type of interruption that can work like matchup wise. Like sometimes a spell and trap negate isn't that relevant to your opponent's playing a deck that just has like all monster effects, and they're just a full gas monster deck kind of thing. And the third effect, if you control 2 or more 6 Samurai monsters, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Okay. That's nice. That's a nice little bonus effect. That means you can link this off, potentially even synchro this off to climb even higher. I know 6 Samurai synchros don't really get higher than Synchro 6. That's really their sweet spot. But you could use him for something and then just get him back for free if you can just have 2 6 Sams on the field. That's not too bad either. This card's fine to me. It's possible it makes it into the deck just because this deck is a rogue deck at best. Some people would probably tell you it's not even rogue. I remember when Six Samurai got their support a couple sets ago, I had people in the comments saying, John, you're underestimating them, and I said, I just don't see it. They like have no 1-card combos, and that's not necessarily the nail in the coffin, but if you're going to have 2-card combos, those 2-card combos better at least be playing into boards really well. And that's what I didn't see. I thought potentially going first you could still be quite a scary like going first combo deck that sets up a pretty nasty board with all the loops and stuff they do. But my bigger problem, like there's infinite decks in Yu-Gi-Oh that can set up a strong enough board going first. The problem is when you start talking about tournaments and winning best of threes and losing die rolls, you're going to have a deck that has either enough space for an insane amount of non-engine, which I'm not sure this deck does because that kind of inherently 2-card combo decks just need more engine and their main deck a higher engine ratio just to make sure that they're consistent enough, or they actually just have to have really strong capabilities in their own engine of like playing second, and I'm just not sure the deck has either of those. So I don't know, let me know your thoughts. If you're a big Six Samurai fan, let me know if I feel like I'm off base on that. That's kind of my assumption for them right now. I know they got the one trap card last set, which was after the initial wave, and then they get this card. I'm not sure if it's all the way enough. Let me know where you guys land on it. And I guess one more thing that I think is interesting, they've been doing that with core sets. When like a core, like we got the U-Bell support, and then in the next set we got, you know, the field spell and whatever, and then every kind of cover card archetype, we're getting like 1 or 2 cards in the following set. That's really cool. It means like the one way, if it didn't hit exactly how you wanted or needed it to, you might be getting 1 more card or 2 to follow up on, and that's how they got Phantom of U-Bell sort of like following up. And I think it gives hope for some of these archetypes, and this is not even a cover art. Archetype. So it kind of gives you a little extra hope that if your archetype does get support in a core set, you can still have a little hope you're going to get a little bit more stuff to make your archetype better, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that, especially if they don't execute it great at the beginning. So yeah, this card's fine, but if you're like an actual avid Six Samurai fan, please let me know down below. And I guess last thing to mention here, I think this leaves us with exactly 15 cards left unrevealed in the set. It's 1 card right in the center, like right at the very beginning of the set, 1 monster, which is very interesting. I'm very curious to see what this could be. Then down here you have 4 what I assume is archetypal cards, because you have this in between the Materiactor card and the Cyber Dragon cards. So these should be archetypal cards. This could be crossover breaker stuff. Keep your eyes peeled for that. We have not gotten our first follow-up wave of crossover breakers. That's either going to be in here or pushed to the next core set. So if it is crossover breakers might make up like a good bit of the final cards revealed here. But if not, just keep an eye on that. There should be 2 like free agents. I would assume one of these is like the final Mulcharmy card. Don't know what the other one could be though. This 42, this is the Six Samurai card, so this is our final extra deck monster. There are no more extra deck monsters in the set, so don't expect any generic cards down the stretch here, extra deck wise. And then you get into spells, one archetypal spell, we'll see what that is. 3, what I assume to be free agent spells, but last set we got Delta of Temptation and Double Wild here, 2 just like nice, for all intents and purposes, if those were supposed to be filler cards, they're pretty good filler cards. So don't look too down on these slots either. They could actually come through. 2 what I assume to be archetypal traps between Regenesis and Elixir, somewhere in there. Potentially 1 more archetypal trap, but it could be a free agent, and then 1 probably definitely free agent like filler card at the end here. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Stay tuned for more. That's 15 cards in technically 14 days, although they tend to finish the reveals like a couple days before the set actually comes out, so it's probably more like 15 cards in 12 days, 13 days. So I'll bring you stuff as it drops. Hopefully they do it like 1 at a time and really really draw it out and get the hype, you know, keep the hype going like every day. But we'll see as it comes, and I'll keep you guys posted as soon as anything drops. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on all things Yu-Gi-Oh news, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.